the excavator warming up. It's been sitting here. He just died and something got it in. On the other side of the too. All right, so I can take this. Good morning. Welcome back to another episode of Salty Country. It's been a while. We've been busy with kind of taking some time off. I've done a couple episodes, but I'm still working out these AirPods, and the sound quality wasn't as good as I wanted, so I scrapped them. So I think I've got the settings correctly. We'll see. Um, anyway, this morning I guess in the upper 60s was our low last night. It's been extremely hot here, uh, mid 90s, upper 90s, heat indexes in the hundreds. But uh, we have done some work here and there. We just haven't filmed it. Um, Mainly, I'll do some work in the morning times on the weekend or in the evening when I get in from work. But I got the excavator warming up. It's been sitting here for a while. Um, I think I'm going to get up by the possessed haunted snake trailer, the big semi trailer that we got on the property. I need to get it cleaned out. It's got a bunch of doors in it. So um, I'm going to get up there with the excavator this morning, kind of clean around the back of the trailer so I can get the Bobcat up there with the forks. Um, I've got some stuff in the garage that I want to clean out today. And I do have some room to put a little bit of stuff in there. I've got a dryer in the garage that's been stored in there. And I want to go ahead and get it out of the garage and put it in a trailer. I just need to make some more room in the garage. We got it extremely too much stuff in there. So I need to get it cleaned out. For an update on the farm, uh, Red, our rooster, several weeks ago, I come home and Melody had let the chickens out that afternoon when she got home from work. And I noticed that a couple of the other roosters were with the hens. And typically, Red kind of ruled the whole farm. So I was like, something's not right. And so I went over to the coop, and he had gotten his spur stuck in the fence of the coop. Not sure exactly how he did it, but he was hanging upside down. And so I got in there and got him untangled out of the wire. It had tore one of his spurs off and kind of messed up his right leg. So we separated him for a couple weeks, put him in a separate coop, and probably, I would say, probably in 3 weeks' time, we would let him out some in the evening, but he just wouldn't move much. He would kind of hobble around with one foot. He couldn't put any weight on his right foot, and so after about 3 weeks or so, he was getting pretty close to normal. Um, we decided we were going to go down to Florida for a little while. So with it being so hot here, and my son next door, they were also in Florida at the time. And normally when we're not here, they'll check, make sure that they don't run out of water and feed and that kind of stuff. So we decided we were going to leave the chicken coop open and just let them free range during the day. And we put plenty of water in various areas around the farm here so that they could drink. And of course, they had plenty of things to eat here around the farm. So we got back after being gone for about a week, and all's good. Um, the all the chickens were fine, and probably 2 or 3 days after we were back, um, we had started locking the hens up in the coop by themselves and leaving the roosters out and leaving a couple other coops open so they could go in them at night if they wanted to. But most of the time they would get on top of the coop or something like that and just roost for the night. And so it's 2 or 3 nights after we got back. Um, the next day when we got in and let the chickens out, we noticed Red was nowhere around. And so we got to looking, and I think something got Red and one hen one night. So it's a part of living in the country and having wildlife around you. So we still have 3 other roosters on the farm that kind of watch over the hens and kind of protect them. So we'll see. Ever since then, the other roosters have done fine out at night. Nothing has messed with them. Um, I don't really know if he just died and something got a hen. Uh, he's been on the farm here for several years. We still got a couple more hens that was in the same uh, eggs that we hatched off when Red was little. So they're fairly old. I don't expect them to be around and live too much longer. But anyway, that's the situation out here. Sophie and Axel, they're still doing great. Axel's wide open. We just took uh, both of them to the vet this week, get their yearly checkup, and let me tell you, that's not cheap. Basically, everything right now is extremely expensive. Um, we go to the grocery store, and it's amazing how expensive things are. Melody and I, when we had 4 teenagers at home, from 19 to 13 was the range when the kids were at home. We would spend a decent amount a week on food. You can imagine three, 3 boys and a girl, 3 teenage boys and a girl. They could put down some groceries. So anyway, if they were at home now, I don't know how I could afford them. It's it's uh it's crazy. Me and Melody go in there and get 2 or 3 bags of groceries, and it's $100 to $150. And I don't know. Something's gonna have to get better with the economy. Um, I've heard here the last couple of days that the Fed may drop the interest rate 3 times between now and probably the election. It's an election year. Companies kind of hold onto money and plans to see what the results of the elections are. But anyway, maybe things will improve here toward the end of the year. But we'll just have to wait and see. But it's supposed to be about 95 or 93 or something like that today. Still comfortable out here this morning. So I'm going to get on the excavator and go over behind the trailer and just see if I can clean that up a little bit so it's a little bit better when I get over there with the Bobcat. I could take the Bobcat and do it, but I got the Bobcat blocked in. uh, the carport. I got the Suburban parked behind it. So without doing a big rear range of vehicles out here this morning, and then I'd have to take Bobcat up there with a bucket and smooth it up and do what I want to do, and then come back down, put the forks on it. So I'm just going to take the excavator up there. It needs to be run some anyway. It's been sitting here for a couple of weeks. Need to keep the battery charged. Um, get up there with the excavator, do what I got to do, and then I'll bring the Bobcat out here, drop the bucket right here, get the forks, and get that dryer put in the trailer. And I'm going to carry some items to the dump today. So stick around. Let's see what all we get into today. All right, I got up here to the trailer. I've got some brick right here in front of me. I'm going to see if I can get some of that stuff kind of pulled out. Uh, First off, got a vine. Let me get this other vine out of the way. I just thought I was going to get it out of the way. Let's see. Get it out of the bucket. Let me back up a little bit. See if I can get myself repositioned to push this thing out of this tree here. Problem with these vines is they want to get caught on everything. All right, let's see if we can get another bite on this thing, get this tooth stuck down around this vine and fork. We've got a couple burn piles over at my son's place that we've got to get a few things moved into. The big oak tree by the driveway that we had taken down is still out there. Just been too hot to get out there and deal with it. It used to be a shaded area, not anymore. Uh, all right, let me ease up in here. Back in the day, I dumped probably 2 or 3 loads of brick from a dump truck. Back when this used to be back in the edge of the woods, and all this land back in here where the house is now is just woods. And then I rented some equipment, a dozer and excavator and various things, and started cleaning it up, put it into pasture. And then after we got rid of the horses, I made it into a motocross track for my son. And then we bought the house. Um, for those of you that haven't followed the channel, we purchased our house. It was about 3 miles or so from here, and it had to be moved. So we had it moved 3 miles, and we had it put back on the foundation here. We once we got it here, we gutted it and worked on it for about 9 months. Me and the boys and Melody and Zoe, our daughter, uh, all worked on it. There's some things I had to hire out. The electrical was hot. I had somebody come do the electrical, and the HVAC. Me and my son, we did all the duct work, and they came and connected everything, the line sets, charged it, all that stuff. So we put everything in place, and they come and fired it up for us. Yeah, all this brick now, I'm just going to take and fill in some of the low areas where we have some washing, create like a little dam to slow the water down and filter it. It'll filter some of the silt stuff out of it when it comes through all this brick. Yeah, I've got several episodes working on this area on the other side of the trees. We eventually gonna have all these trees cleaned up right in here. And may have a few of them left. I haven't decided yet. Um, I may take them all down. I want to get the semi trailer moved. Like I said, it used to be in the back of the property where my son lives next door was where we lived, and this area back here was woods. So, and then it was pasture. When I put this trailer in here, it was a pasture here, and so now it's kind of an eyesore. We're going to eventually get it out of the way, get all these brick cleaned up, so I can get in here with the skid steer and turn it. This might have been a little easier if I'd have brought the skid steer over here this morning with the bucket, but I couldn't have got into some of these areas that I've been able to reach in with a excavator. And I may still have to bring the Bobcat over here and push this a little bit before I get started with it. Yeah, if you haven't followed our channel, my son was out here at some point, and whew, that's close. Just knocked my hose off there. There's an old root or something that's running through this pile. But anyway, my son was in the trailer and said he seen a snake in there. So there may be a whole family of them in there now. We'll figure it out whenever we get back in there. I've got man, this root's going forever. I think it's for that vine. Yeah. So I've got 200 and something interior doors in that trailer. Part of the deal with me getting the trailer was I had to take the trailer with what was in it. So probably the back 10 feet is probably the only area of the trailer that's clean. And then the rest of it is wall to wall doors. I tried to sell them, yeah, and they're hollow core doors. I tried to give them away. People don't want them. So I talked to the landfill and asked them would they take them, and they said yes. So I'm gonna get in here and get this thing cleaned out. Uh, we originally brought this trailer out here because we had animals, and I needed a good place to store some hay. So we ended up selling the animals, and I didn't have the use for it for putting hay in it. So now what our plan is with it is my dad's home where I grew up here on the farm is in very bad shape. It was I think in 1970, somewhere around 1970, he bought it. It's a double wide mobile home, and it's just over the years has degraded. So the goal is to tear down the house, the items that are in the house that we want to save. I want to put them in the trailer here. All right, I'm going to reset the camera and we're going to keep working on this for a little bit longer. All right, I got the camera reset. I'll take the Bobcat, push that. Actually, I may go ahead and move a bunch of it. Just go ahead and clean it up. But I've got a stump snag right here. I'm going to see if I can get out of the ground so that I don't damage the track. I have this method of kind of digging up these little snags. Problem is, they get stuck in the teeth sometimes. But that's all right. It pulls them up and does the least damage to the surrounding ground. So, yeah, eventually these things fall out of the teeth. See if I can get these snags right over here by the trailer. It's going to be a little bit touchy because right in here, I'm going to have to back up right by the back flap in the push bar. Oh, yeah, we got it at least broke off the ground. One thing I try to do here on the farm with the work I'm doing is when I'm going to be running the Bobcat or the excavator in areas, I try to clean the ground as best I can to where I'm not abusing the tracks. And what I mean by that is snags and just different things that you run over, big rocks and stuff like that. Let's see if I can back up a little bit. Get this pine snag right here. I got a root sticking up here. I'm gonna see if I can get my teeth kind of caught in it. See if I can get it up. Yep, pulling it all out. I think that was a part of that vine system. Got another one right here. Those vines here are like wild muscadines or scuppernines or stuff like that. It has a fruit on it that you can eat, but usually they get so overgrown that they don't really produce, or if they do produce, the birds and the squirrels are the only ones that can get to the fruit. So, matter of fact, I see a few muscadines right over there that are green in a vine that's existing. So, ease back up in here. Axel's been out running around this morning wide open. Boxers have two speeds: lay down and rest, and wide open. Now he will come out here and just kind of watch me and stuff like that, but this joker loves to run. Yeah, yeah. I got power lines kind of behind me and over me. Um, if you watch the past episodes, when I was in here cleaning some of these trees out, thinning this out, I couldn't push the trees this way, so I had to lay them all back that way. I got those trees cleaned up and got them in the burn pile. And then I'll end up making another mess when I get the rest of these down, but that's part of it. All right, so I can take the cutters, cut a little bit of that snags right there. Let's see, the boom's in the limb. Let me see if I can get moved here. There's a few smaller trees right in here. I want to see if I can get them down while I'm here, but let's see how this goes. One of them's a wild cherry tree, and one of them is right here in this little group is a sweet gum, which I despise. And I don't know if you know this, a wild cherry tree will make a goat go blind, and they can kill them. It's the wilted, they eat the wilted leaves or something like that, I believe. But we had to do a lot of cleanup of wild cherries on the farm when we had goats. All right, I got one more sweet gum right here. Let's see. Let's see if I can pull this sweet gum to where it'll fall in that. There we go. Got it going the way I want it to, so I can get on the other side and grab it. It's coming slowly. Got it popped up. These sweet gums are like a stringy kind of wood. Not really good for firewood. Almost impossible to split. Trying to get these other two little snags laid down first. Get them pushed out of here a little bit. So when I come over here with the Bobcat, don't have to deal with trees in the way of me trying to clean up these old bricks. All right, looks like I can get this. See, I'm backing off the edge of this hill. No. Let's see if I can grab this old stump down here. I need to carry some of this stuff to the burn pile. The problem with this area right here, and it's a good thing, it's a bad thing. Um, Power company comes through and maintains this right of way. So when they came through here, when we originally put the house in, they cleared the right of way and they did not clear it. They didn't clear it and clean it up the way they should have. So some of this stuff has been kind of just sitting here and rotting. But I'm gonna put it in the burn pile. Let's see, here's another stump. And some of this stuff I had to get out of the ground. This left stump sticking up. So trying to get my, that's all right. Yeah, there's some fruit on this thing. On that vine I pulled down, it's got fruit in it. So squirrels would be mad. I'm going to leave the excavator up in here so that I can get back over in here if I need to. Glass bottle. That's going to be all for this episode. I want to thank everyone for watching. Remember, if you like our content, subscribe, share it with your friends. In the next episode, we'll probably be cleaning this up and possibly getting some stuff in the trailer, but you never know. Uh, Things change. Thanks for watching.